Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Telling It Like It Is. My name is Jade Alberts, the founder of Pure Guidance, the Founders Coffee, Telling It Like It Is, where we are today. We also launched our new company, Blockchain Insurance, which is scrolling across the bottom. I'm pretty excited about that. We just shouted it to the world last week at Bitcoin 26 in Vegas, so that's always exciting. It was a successful launch for us out there. So I don't want to talk about me, as I told Holly earlier. More of her, less of me makes for a good show. So I have been a fan of your product for so long. At certain speaking engagements, when I see your candles in there, our girls love it. My wife's love it. I've gifted it to people, and 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 again, founding stories is something that I just love. So before we get into anything, how are you today?
I am well. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm excited to be on this podcast.
You know what? Wednesday's my favorite day of the week. I talk to incredible people like yourself. I puts a big smile on my face. All these great stories, everything about Wednesday is just my favorite day of the week.
Mm, that's nice. I like Wednesdays are good too. It's like you got all your hard work done that you needed to after the weekend, and then it's kind of like a little bit more chill. And then it's so close to the weekend.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Everyone calls it the hump day. It's actually, it's just every day is a great day, but this is just special. So I want to hear, speaking of special, let's talk about stories. I want to hear your founding story. I want to hear about how that entrepreneur bug bit you. How did you sit there and go, my goodness, I have this idea. I am going to start Milkjar, a candle company.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you say the entrepreneur bug bit me. I never saw myself as a business owner or entrepreneur. I remember being like 17 years old trying to figure out what degree I was going to get, and I remember saying to my parents, "I want to work for someone else." Like I wanted someone just to tell me what to do. I'll do it and then go enjoy my like personal life. But I think the universe had a different plan for me, and I'm so happy that it did. It kind of when Milkjar really kind of came to fruition, it wasn't my intention that it was going to be my full time job. It was just kind of a passion project. I made candles personally for a little bit, and then launching the business was kind of just to have something that I was passionate about making, being creative, and using it as a way to give back to the disability community, which I had worked with previously while I was going to nursing school. So the plan was to be a nurse and work for someone. But it kind of took off in my earlier kind of part of my degree. And I knew I couldn't try to figure out a business because I knew nothing about business. Like I went to university not for business school. I went to U of C for kinesiology, and I remember getting some emails in my first semester in nursing asking what my wholesale was, and I was like responding. I was like, "What would you pay wholesale for Milkjar?" Because I didn't know anything, and then yeah, I kind of made the call to put a pause on my degree for a year, defer it, which is a really cool thing to do. So after that first semester, I paused, pushed Milkjar for a year to just see if it was viable and people wanted it and I was good at it. And it kind of proved to be something pretty special. So decided to go all in on it.
That's interesting. I can relate to that as, I don't put it as politely, maybe I will, as deferred my education through university. I just say I dropped out. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
You can defer like pause for a year and then they coming back. Because I think I couldn't just drop. I was like, if I just drop out, that would be too stressful for me. I was like, I don't quit school or something like that. But you can defer.
Well, let's like, I think that's very unique, right? People, go, they think they have this plan. Everybody's talking, I'm going to do this. Our oldest daughter is going through nursing right now at MRU, and that's her plan. And there's been lots of conversations back and forth. So I guess at what point did you say, hey, this is something, this is it. I am gonna, probably now not go back to university. So at what point did you have that aha moment?
It was probably so I did my first semester from January. I launched Milkjar in November, started nursing school in January, did the first semester, and then after April, then it was all into Milkjar and tried to figure out the website. I think it was October that I got the website going where I could sell product. Got in a couple shops, did a bunch of markets, and then I think it was at the end of the year doing my year end where we profited the first year, and then, okay, I didn't lose money. Let's keep this going. Like, and yeah, so I think that was it. I profited a tiny bit, but profited nonetheless. So I think that's when I kind of knew, okay, the financially it could be viable too. Because it's great when you do have this passion project, and not all businesses profit their first year. I also was making these in my home, so my overhead was quite low. And also too, like I just had so much fun, like figuring out the like marketing of on Instagram, being at markets, talking about it, people being excited about it. I was like, gosh, this is really creative and really fun. So it's kind of when I knew.
So let's talk about those early days. So you're sitting there, you figured you've turned a little profit. You're now thinking, okay, this could be a viable business. I want to make it bigger. I want to take that next step. So let's talk about that next step. What was your like, okay, here we go moment?
It was probably here we go was when I did decide to not go back to school because then it was like, okay, all in. And then the next big, like, okay, we're really doing this was when I leased a space and had to sign a 5-year lease to move Milkjar into its own space. Cause that's a big commitment.
Yeah.
And actually before that was buying my first wax melter, no longer melting pots of wax on the stove. I think my first melter was like around $2,000 or something like that, 1,500. That's a big chunk of change. You're just like, okay, if I stop this, like I'm gonna have to figure out selling it to someone one day. So I think when you start dropping some pretty big cash onto some things, and then it was like committing to moving into a space. But yeah, those were so kind of like year one, and then year 2.5, 3 was when we moved it out of the space. But I waited till I was bursting at the seams in the home. Like I could.
Oh, I think maybe she popped away. She'll be back. That's a joy. The joy of being live is you just never know what's going to happen. Something goes on, something happens, everybody pops in, pops out. I mean, it's just like real business. So make sure that we're good to go. Oh, but there we go. We're back. Hey, are we back?
Oh, there you are.
There we go.
I was like, do I keep talking?
Keep talking. We're good to go.
Yeah. Amazing.
So when you buy that first space and you make that moment, at what point did you say that, okay, now I got employees, I need employees, how am I, one of the things that drew me to your, or everything about, candles, what's a differentiator, how are we going to be different, how are we going to do this, what are we going to do, why, what did you truly feel that was your differentiator when you were gonna, take that next step?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, that's true. Because like, there's many candle companies out there, and you do have to stand apart. Like, why would someone want to buy a Milkjar over another candle? And I also too believe like there's room for every candle, just like there's room for every craft beer.
Yeah.
Like the craft beer industry, it's like they're so supportive of each other. Like it's like you don't just drink from one brewery, you drink from any of them if you enjoy craft beer. And I love that room for everyone kind of energy. And what makes Milkjar different, I think from the very beginning, the point I never would have launched Milkjar if it didn't have a purpose more than just selling a product. And I had worked with the disability kind of community. I wanted to be an occupational therapist. Didn't get into university, or sorry, my master's, because I think I partied too much in my undergrad, so my marks weren't high enough. But I had worked for Cause and Effect Foundation. I swam with a boy with cerebral palsy, and that was kind of my, I don't know, just spark on like maybe where I wanted to go with my career. And then just going to nursing school, I think I was feeling a little, I think like I wasn't doing the career path I thought I would. So Milkjar allowed me to feel like I was living that purpose if I used it to donate $1 back to organizations that support inclusive spaces or programs that support people with disabilities to learn, grow, and have the same opportunities as you and I. So that was really the driving force behind why I was passionate about making candles. And I do think that's why Milkjar has become popular, because people do want to spend their money on things that maybe there is a greater purpose than just buying the product. It does a little bit more. And I do think it's a company's responsibility to do more with the profits they make, because it is a privilege to own a successful company and business in Canada. It's a joy, and you have the opportunity to, yes, support yourself through your business that you created, support your employees and have them live amazing lives, and support the broader community too. So that's kind of where I think, yeah, the passion and the heart behind what made us different. And then when we were hiring employees, I think I just knew at Milkjar, because of my experience swimming and interacting with people with disabilities, and when they were in their adult years, seeing that, okay, there's a lot of programs for children with disabilities to learn, grow, and feel included out there, a lot of government programs, but how does one feel included when they're an adult is, you get a job, you start offering your skills to the world, you start earning your own income, you have the coworker relationship, and the government isn't creating those jobs. It's up to business owners are. So it's up to business owners to offer opportunities. And if everyone's scared or doesn't think we can work together and they just say no, then I think that's a really missed opportunity. And I don't think it's really fair to do that, because we all have different skills and uniqueness. And it's brought so much success and joy to Milkjar to have people with different profiles, and we learn from each other. And I mean, some of our best employees are folks that we've hired through Inclusion Alberta. Our most tenured employees, 5 years at Milkjar, we hired through Inclusion Alberta. And gosh, our employee Lauren, gosh, she can talk and sell Milkjar like nobody. I love when she's in her retail. She teaches other people how to sell Milkjar.
Well, I mean, and when I put this out, like we were going to have this conversation today, that was some of the comments were out that saying, well, I want to learn how to make this part of my business. Other people were interested about it. Maybe other people don't know about it, that these programs are out there that, I know a friend of mine that I play ball with, Aaron Pepin, he uses this same program to, to have people in their warehouse through the inclusion program. So why don't we talk a little bit about that? Because I think that is such a good story and a good, not only good for people, good for business, good for society. It's good for everything that it touches.
Yeah. Because when I was first hiring employees, like I knew I wanted this to be, it kind of pushed our mission forward even more to be an inclusive workplace as well. So I didn't know where to start either. And I remember I reached out to Between Friends, a group that we donated to, and just kind of asked where can I kind of find resumes of folks with disabilities looking for work? And they pointed me to Inclusion Alberta. So there's actually a lot of service programs out there where these organizations, They connect employees and employers. They support the onboarding and hiring process, and they come to your work. So Inclusion Alberta, what they did with us is when I reached out, and they actually told me this, they're like, we're always going to businesses trying to get them to consider one of our clients to hire. And they're like, we never get a business coming to us, or not never, but it's not as common. So thank you for coming to us. And I do know that my background working with the disability community was what kind of reduced that fear. And I think really just, I always try to be honest with like other business owners. It's not like I understand how our society has been set up and how we all grew up in kind of seclusion or exclusive classrooms, sports teams, jobs where society has kept us separated. And that creates this unconscious belief that we're not, if we can't learn together in school, then what we must not be able to work together. Like, I don't know if we've really interrogated why we're not creating these jobs, we're offering opportunities. And I had to do that to myself, because it was when I was 24 years old in that practicum program in Kines, that was the first time I'd ever spent a lengthy amount of time with someone with a disability. I remember having a preconceived notion and bias to, we are different. And then the first time we did therapy together, I was like, I don't know why I thought we were so different. Like, but it's just because of the world has maybe not included us all together. So it does create that belief. So I understand where other businesses are coming from, but when you're ready to, step into it, in Alberta, Inclusion Alberta, Gateway Association, DDRC, we have hired through all those service providers, and it's easy, just a quick Google away. You can just look in your province, like employer looking to hire employees with disabilities, service providers, and they can give you the tools too, because there might be some accommodations and some language that you can use to help support the employees a little bit better. I mean, we had to learn that directness is awesome, just saying what you need and want, because I was an employer at the beginning. I was dancing around what I wanted. I'm a recovering people pleaser, so I'd be like, hey, team member, do you think maybe you could do this? Like, I just couldn't. It was just so hard for me to just ask for what I needed, because I felt like I was being mean. But that creates confusion, right? It's like, hey, do you want me to do this or task or not? Like, is it essential or not? Like, you're confusing me. So you learn those tools, and they're always available for you to call anytime to get that support in your workplace. And yeah, they're there. You just reach out to them. They come to your workplace. They look at the job. They look at what your workplace does and the tasks and the roles and responsibilities. And then they see, like, do you need hand dexterity? Do you need to be able, does the person need to be able to lift? Like, what are the skills for the job? And then they go back to their kind of, I guess, group of employees that are looking for work, and they see which employees would be great to interview for this job. So they're out there and they're there to support you.
I love it. And for anybody that wants more information, I put the website in the comments section, so please click on it. Inclusion Alberta. I know Holly mentioned a few others, and of course, if you want more information about Milkjar, just click on the website in the comment section. And thank you, Tammy, for your comments. And yes, I hear what you're saying, and I can see that passion, and I can see how it's probably made you, not a better person, a better leader, a better founder. How has that changed not only you, but your actual business?
Oh gosh, it puts into perspective, kind of like that it's not just work at the end of the day. So having a team, I really think that I think a struggle of businesses, and I've heard this, is how at this day and age, people don't like working in corporate People don't like capitalism. People don't like, it's frustrating. It's not been always beneficial to the employee. And how do you have the secret of having a workplace where your staff come and they're excited to be there working? Like, people are excited to work. Like, what a like, what a concept. And with having team, it's really it's infectious when you have some team members in there where they tell you, they're like, this is my, like, these days are my favorite days of the week because I get to come to work. And when it kind of puts into perspective, even for all our team members sometimes, like, yeah, like, imagine sometimes some of us take for granted that we can go get a job, like many jobs, like many places would hire us. And you lose sight that there are some folks out there that have been turned down and turned down and turned down, and they've been said no to. And it has created this culture of like, like, this is important. It's great to be able to work. And what a privilege is it to be someone who is always considered to be hired at jobs. So it's really created an amazing culture. It spreads to everyone when you just see team members being excited to come to work. And it, for me personally, and for I think some of I think probably other managers, you have hard days in business. Like, that's like, I don't know, you lose money, spend something you shouldn't have spent money on, client drops you or something. There's always going to be hard days. And when you have a purpose that is a little bit more than just earning a profit at the end of the day, it's creating happiness, it's creating wellness for people, and it's changing their lives. It's what gets you out of bed on those hard days. It's like, oh, I'm excited to keep pushing Milkjar because, like, our employee Lauren told me that she wants to retire here, and this has changed her life, and this has been her favorite days of the week are to come to work. So it's good.
You know, and I never really thought about this for probably 12 plus years. Every morning at 8 o'clock, Carl, the gentleman that works for PEP, sends me a text, and every day we talk. And he's like, I'm going into work. I'm looking for this. This is what I'm having for lunch. He goes, I'm so excited. And, you know, I never think, you know, until you actually said some of those words, I've never actually really thought about it. I've always responded back. We have a little conversation sort of things, but that makes, you know, what you said, because I'm not hands-on and I don't see it. I'm not there. And I've never, you know, any business that I've ever been part of, I've never I've had that. So like, I've got goosebumps from what you just said.
Like, just think about think just for yourself, like, if all of a sudden one day no one would hire you, you couldn't get a job. And so the disability, like any one of us, this is something to think about too. Any human can become part of the disability community at any given moment. Any of us, that we can be part of that, we can become part of that community. So like, you never know what someone went through or how life is going to change or what's going to happen. So we really need to, you know, kind of create opportunities. And this actually really stuck with me. I went to a conference in Winnipeg about inclusive employment. And I think they said how our population is growing right now in Canada is by immigration. And our population isn't growing as quickly through the birth rates. And I don't remember what year, but maybe it was like 2035, but by a certain year, how we have workers in our companies, how we have enough people to work in our companies is by having people like immigrants and considering people that haven't previously been considered for work. So people from the disability community, hiring them into your company. So you do need to think about accommodations. You do need to think about diversity. You need to start putting that in your company now, because the companies that wait until they're like, we have no employees and we haven't created that safe space and that we haven't welcomed people with different profiles in us into our company. So it's going to feel maybe a little different. If you don't put that in practice now, you might be behind the curve eventually, and it's going to be really hard for your company to thrive and be a safe space and be welcoming and have everyone in your team on board with it. So it's good to start practicing that now. Invite people with different profiles than you, give them opportunities, pay them what they're worth, and you'll see your company just flourish and grow, because the community does want to spend their money where they see everyone represented. That's where people want to spend their money.
That's a very powerful statement, and thank you for sharing that. And I mean, I've been looking forward to this for since we met for coffee, and thank you, Jeff, for the introduction. Hope you're listening or watching, and I know I would love to get them on here. The UFC Alumni Business Association, I think, is something that's powerful. All the great people like yourself, not just all we talk about tech, but oil and gas, regular companies, Karma camper vans, all these types of great companies that are out there. And again, people want to spend the money, not only locally, but support locally, but people that support things that they also believe in, or maybe they don't even know that that's something that they believe in yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know. I've never had this conversation before, so it's really when I head out there today and tomorrow to a bunch of events, I'm actually going to ask people.
Well, and it's not that people maybe they don't believe in it. Maybe they just haven't thought of it yet. And yeah. I mean, when you start connecting again with people that are different than you, it expands your world. You see what's going on. You see, it just brings kind of newness to what's written, what people are doing, can add more. I don't know, just like richness and things to your company. It's amazing. Yeah. Ooh, like someone wrote,
yes.
I do spend lots of money on Milkjar. Yes.
I wanted to put that up there. You don't have to spend lots of money.
Okay, I posted this yesterday. So with our donations, we donate $1 from the sale of every product since day one, every Milkjar product. We are under $4,000 away. So selling 4,000 products to reaching $500,000 donated in 9 years.
Wow.
Is that insane? My goal was $500 my first year.
That's amazing. And yeah, Jeff is listening. So
yay. Jeff, thank you. We love you.
Yes, we do. We do. And that's and I think that, that goes to show that, giving back can be part of your purpose, of your business. It doesn't, it doesn't have to be X amount of dollars 1 year. It could be little, it's steps, it's little bit, it's making sure that you yourself, can make a difference, not only in who you hire, but some profit that can make a difference in our community.
Yeah. Focus on progress, not perfection. That is my one piece of advice for anyone in business, starting business, especially. When I was starting Milkjar, I went to Beakerhead, and then a young inventor said that it's like, how did you make this amazing invention? And he said, focus on progress, not perfection. Like every step forward will eventually lead to what you thought was perfection, but perfection is what is perfection. But if something has to be perfect for you to put it out into the world, because you're not okay to have something maybe not quite perfect, or get feedback on something not being quite perfect yet, you'll never launch anything. You'll never be able to put it out there. And oh gosh, like at Milkjar at the beginning, I don't think my candles were that great at the beginning. Thank you to anyone who bought them. Because I'm a person who was like, I don't need to read instructions. I will figure it out. But reading instructions will save you a lot of headache. But also too, and when you put something out there and there's an error in it, own it and replace it and make it better. That's how your brand will recover from maybe making product and putting it out there that wasn't great. Just own it. Say, my mistake. Thank you. We're going to fix this. Here you go. Here's a new product.
Any mistake that you make, you have to own. I mean, that's just something that we talk about all the time in business. It's, you know what? Don't try and hide it. apologize for it, fix it, create it, get in front of it.
Well, if they care about perfection, they may be like, no, you used my product wrong. It's your fault. And like, that's never gonna,
exactly.
It's important to humble yourself and it's okay. I mean, mistakes is how you grow, or yeah, it's important.
Oh, for sure. And I know that, I don't know if like you've already, that focus on progress, not perfection is, I know you said that's that one piece of advice, and that was going to be my last question. So we actually jumped ahead to that last question, and I love that quote. And I mean, I'm going to steal it from you. I mean, I'm going to use it. And because I really, really love what that means and what that stands for.
Yeah. Yep. Baby steps. Don't and I know they say it's like, be stoked for the journey. Don't just try to focus on, and like, obviously think of where you envision it. Like when I started Milkjar, I saw how it looked and everything about it was way different than what I could create at that time. But I knew eventually it would get there, and you got to be okay with the journey. Yeah. I mean, the journey is supposed to be the fun part too.
It's always a fun part. Yeah. It's got bumps and everything in it. It's a fun part.
If you're starting a business to just sell it for $20 million, like that's the point. I don't know if your business is going to really do well at this point. If that's the only reason why you want to be an entrepreneur and you're just finding something that will go, maybe it will, but I don't know. I'm not really sure if that's really where companies like that. I think people now can see through authenticity. And also too, if you do want to support something close to your heart, the disability community was something that was close to me, but think of what's close to you that you can speak on it. Like, so think of your childhood or your history or what you went through. If you were like bullying, or maybe it is inclusion, maybe it's something with animals, maybe there's something in the environment, like there's something where you want your company to do more. Make sure you resonate with it, and so you can speak about it. Because if you don't resonate with it and you're just choosing something, because I've seen that in some companies where they kind of see the model of Milkjar and they saw that you're successful because you gave back. So, we'll give back to something, but they chose something that just maybe was a hot topic to support in the world at that time. And it didn't support their business. People didn't resonate with it because the owner didn't actually resonate with it. And then when people would ask them about it, they really couldn't speak deeply about it. So make sure there's always something that all of us care about that makes the world a better place. So just find that thing within you, and or if maybe you don't know about this thing, go learn about it. Go volunteer in that area first to see if it's like a passion of yours, and see if it does resonate with you.
No, and that is a journey that you need to go on. And I know usually I ask about what's next, but the way this conversation has gone, this is probably the first of 430 some episodes that I'm actually changing the ending. Yes, I know, because it's been such a powerful conversation in my eyes anyway. So I'm slapping this question up here from Jeff, and he says, Holly, tell the story about the big own this moment for Milkjar.
The own this moment. Jeff, did I tell you? What are you talking about? Tell the story about the big own this moment. What does own this moment mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. Here, he's typing specific. The big own this moment. Oh, he texted me. Hold on. Let me.
Oh yeah. See, this is why I love live. This is like.
You just said I'm awesome, basically. So that's pretty nice. What do you mean here? What do you mean? Own it moment.
Oh,
I probably told him something, and now I don't remember what it was. But
if I remembered everything I told somebody, I can't remember sometimes what I told somebody yesterday.
I talk a lot. I'm fully ADHD and I talk a lot, so I say a lot of things. Yeah. Oh, he's typing, so maybe we'll
get there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I could talk about one thing. So that, like how you're saying advice, just be running a business or creating something and putting it out there it will be a fast track to the stuff that you need, that like you need to look at within yourself. Like it will really expose those things. Something, okay, I know what Jeff means. I'll talk about that after. I wish I used my voice. I wish I spoke up a little bit more at the beginning. However, I realized I couldn't speak up truthfully. I realized like I sometimes could not speak what I needed at the beginning. I wish I did a bit more. It probably would have saved me a lot of kind of headaches and challenges I went through. Because I said yes to everything and everyone. But I'm grateful for it because my business revealed that I had a challenge in this area and I need to figure it out if Milkjar was going to do well or not. So that's another kind of, that's another thing. And push through, like I would say Milkjar years 6 and 7 were probably some of the hardest years, 5, 6, 7. I really didn't feel like Milkjar found its really big groove until year 8. So putting it out there, even if on Instagram we look like everything is hunky-dory, there was some things like I really felt like we were in a groove year 8, year 9. And actually the gals, the routine cream gals of Calgary, Nej and Pippa, I remember them telling me, I think they said year 8, like it was years ago, they're like year 8 or year 9, like is when it felt like we could kind of take a step back a little bit and it was a well-operated machine a bit. So that really supported me, just like, hey, just wait till you're 8 and 9 before you make any big calls. So yeah, that's another little piece of advice. And then do we have time for me to just say this, my own it moment?
Yep.
Okay, so what Jeff was saying was like owning your mistakes. So this was my big mess up. I've talked about this once, and I think it's so nice hearing when businesses make mistakes and mess up, because you can connect with it. Because I'm not going to show my mess up on our website or Instagram, but we all go through it. It was when we moved into our new bay and space, and I got this opportunity to be in the second Jilly box. So Jillian Harris, 2,000 candles, like big influencer. I was like, whoa, this is crazy for Milkjar. So exciting. I was like, this is going to propel us. And I think it definitely supported, but it was like 2 or 3 months before our wax got discontinued that we used. So I had to switch waxes. And it was about December when I poured them. And I switched wax to soy. I had no time. I had to make 2,000 candles and it took forever. And I never pallet shipped anything before. And I didn't test the wax, like the pouring temperature. And sometimes some waxes, if they cool too quickly, it'll create sinkholes. So bubbles by the wick. And I poured them, I think when I poured them, it was like -20 in Calgary. And I poured them by our loading dock door. So many of them cooled really quickly. They created sinkholes by the wick, but the top was smooth. I couldn't see the sinkholes. So what happens when you burn that candle is once it exposes the bubble by the wick, the flame just like burns right down, and then it's completely tunneled and it'll just extinguish, like it won't work anymore. So I sent out like a lot of candles and a lot of them had these sinkholes and I didn't know. And then I was so excited. I was like, I did it. Yay, this is going to help Milkjar. And then I started getting emails from customers being like, my candle doesn't work. This is what's happening. And then I was like, oh no. I was like, I just rented a space. This was our big break. Milkjar's the company, the brand, like these candles don't work. They suck. Like no one's going to buy our candles now. Like this was my one shot, my one opportunity. And so I was like, hey, how do I fix this? And I just put myself, if this happened to me, what would I want the person to say to me? And I was like, instead of me being like, oh, it's you must have just got a bad one. I actually was like, hey, I was like, I really wanted to be honest. I was like, hey, so sorry, not our intention to do this. This was you know what, kind of realized a few of these candles were cooled too quickly. It was really cold weather. Kind of like I didn't say I didn't test the wax because testing's important. But I just said there are sinkholes that were hidden. So sorry. what's your address? We'll remake the candles, and we're going to remake it, and we're going to ship it out to you. Paid for shipping, covered the candle, got them the product. And yeah, paid ship. Like, I think I shipped like maybe 500 out there. I don't know, maybe not that many, but it was like paid. Yeah, like think of $10 shipping, covering that for all these candles that you're sending out. So I pretty much didn't make any money off that. I might have spent money. However, the emails I got back were like, whoa, great customer service. Thank you. Totally understand. Mistakes happen. I get my candle, and they're like, great company. Like, we'll still be a customer of Milkjar. And I was like, okay, thank you. Because if I just said like, oh, you're burning it wrong, it's not my fault, and I didn't want to replace it, Milkjar probably wouldn't be here today.
I mean, and thank you for sharing that. I mean, I think it's very important for entrepreneurs to hear that, for entrepreneurs to understand that honesty is by far the only policy.
Yeah.
And it's why I call this show Telling It Like It Is. I think it's pretty much why I got to where I am today, because it's just, you know what, I make lots of mistakes. I made a mistake last week. You own it, you live with it, you move on, you apologize for it, and you correct it.
It was hard though. I wanted to run high and be like, it was my fault. Like, I wanted to do that. And then when I didn't do that, then it changed. I was like, oh my gosh, I can totally take accountability when I mess up now, and it's better. So it actually taught me a skill that I needed to be a leader and to be a business owner and to just be a good human.
That's it. Just be a good person. That's it. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite episodes of all time. I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I've had goosebumps a couple times. I've been a fan from afar of you and your company and your processes, and your hiring processes, and everything that you believe in. So, as I always say, thank you for what you do. Keep on being awesome, and I look forward to either sharing a stage or being somewhere, with and talking more to you, because this was just fantastic.
Oh yeah, we'll see each other again. I like that you said you got goosebumps. My therapist calls them truth bumps.
Truth bumps.
There we go. Truth bumps.
Oh my goodness! And again. And next week, I am going to have Rob Harris of Digital Lifestyle. So another local company, here in Calgary. So stay tuned for that. And again, for everybody out there, where it's beautiful, it's sunshiny, and it's going to be another great day. So again, thank you for watching. Again, Holly, thank you so much for coming on, being vulnerable, sharing your story, and sharing what makes your business so unique. And I hope you and everybody else has a fantastic day.